On today's episode of Crafted, we have Madi from Student Affairs, and we're building Easter crafts. So tell us a bit about Student Affairs.
So in Student Affairs, I am working currently in the Student Experience office, and I am the Harm Reduction Campaign Coordinator with our campus-wide harm reduction strategies.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's really cool. I have a really great team of people that I get to work with, and it's a great opportunity to kind of communicate with students and connect with the Carleton community just in terms of like some of the lifestyle things that students are doing. And kind of supporting them in kind of exploring some of the things that come with being like a young adult.
Yeah.
And making sure that they're kind of making safe and informed choices.
It's a lot of people's first time away from home, right? So it's good to have an office like that. So what else do you guys do at Student Affairs?
So our big thing is kind of trying to communicate accessible information to students about kind of the safe guidelines and safe choices that they're making with drinking. And whether or not they're choosing to experiment with drugs, but also like on a wider range of things like social media and dating apps.
Yeah.
And even just lifestyle things like eating properly and making sure that you're managing your stress during the exam season and stuff like that.
And how did you first, because obviously you had to learn all that yourself, did you learn that through Student Affairs or?
Yeah, so I'm actually really fortunate that I had the opportunity to kind of start in housing. So I lived in residence, as most of our students do, in first year. And then I was really fortunate to actually get hired as a Res Fellow and work there my first year. And from there I had the opportunity to meet a lot of other young professionals that had kind of just started in the field and were also really passionate about some of the same things that I was. And from that I had the opportunity to meet Jordan McLinden, who's currently the harm reduction manager here. And so that's kind of how I got the opportunity to have the position that I currently have.
And what's your official title again? It's a mouthful there.
It is a mouthful. So I'm actually the Harm Reduction Campaign Coordinator, campus-wide.
Keeping people safe.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you live on res right now. What do you?
I do, yes.
What's your responsibilities for that?
So in terms of residence, I work as a community advisor. So my role is to meet with students who have either been involved in our conduct system in a positive or kind of more problematic sense, and then kind of talk about their behavior. And really the goal is to talk about how their choices and their behavior kind of impact other members of the community.
Yeah, sorry, I just don't know what size it's how to cut an egg.
Just fold paper in half. And so just kind of talk about like being a good neighbor and being a good person more or less, and just kind of thinking about the decisions that they make and whether those are choices that are going to have positive or negative effects on their life, and kind of helping them to become the people that they want to be when they move off campus.
Yeah, no, that's good to have. It's like almost like a big sister, if you want to say that, I guess, or like someone that's been through it. So you're in your fourth year right now?
I'm in my fourth year, yes.
And what program are you in?
So I'm in neuroscience and mental health.
Yeah, oh well, mental health. It's a big subject lately.
It is a big subject, and I think that I definitely give some of the credit to some of my passion for like working with students and kind of promoting all of this harm reduction from things that I've learned in my classes and just some of the experiences that I've had working on campus, because you just see that like mental health really affects everybody in some form or another.
Yeah, for sure. It's and then you were representing the school in Toronto for the university fair.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, that was a really great opportunity. So I was very fortunate to travel with a bunch of other professional staff members and student staff to the Ontario University Fair in September to just kind of promote Carleton and try to find some students that would be interested in coming and kind of being a part of this experience for the upcoming year. But it was really great because you have the opportunity to meet with so many different people. I think it's something like 100,000 people attended or something crazy like that. Yeah. And so it was a great opportunity to just kind of promote Carleton and like the ways to get involved and kind of what the student experience looks like.
And you did you do the presentation there as well, right?
I did, yes.
How was that? Were you nervous before going up, or?
Yeah, I was actually really nervous just because I'm used to presenting like in housing, where that's kind of my like comfort zone. And so usually I'm presenting to people that are kind of already here or are kind of already aware with Carleton. And when you go to something as large as the university fair, there's so many students that are just kind of starting to learn about the universities that are available to them and stuff like that. And some people didn't even have Carleton on their radar. So it was just interesting to kind of be like, well, this is why I picked it.
Why you picked Carleton?
Yeah.
What made you choose Carleton?
That's a great question. So I would say like first it was kind of the program that sold me, because the program that I'm in, neuroscience and mental health, is like a really specific program, and a lot of schools just kind of have the neuroscience side of it, but they don't have the actual mental health, which is kind of where my passion more so lies. But with the campus tour, I was really impressed with the sense of like community involvement and student support. My eggs look like circles.
It's hard. It's so hard.
This is very hard to talk with craft.
I actually gave up on the egg completely.
But yeah, no, I just really loved all of the opportunities for involvement and all of the support and resources that were there to kind of promote that student success, because I think that sometimes you hear a lot about institutions promoting student success, but I think that when you come to Carleton, you really see it.
Yeah, Carleton has incredible resources, because I was coming here from not really doing, well, I did high school. I did high school, everybody. I did do high school. I was playing junior hockey. I was doing it all online, so I really had no idea about anything about school. And same reason, like when it came to Carleton, they had good support, and then well, we actually, on the last episode, we had like the student experience office, Jimmy and Albert.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so it's always it's really like there's always something to do.
Yeah, I worked with them this summer. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have a good dynamic duo going there. This is really hard. I didn't use my paint yet. What are you doing for Easter?
I think that I am going to be here for Easter, which is exciting. Nothing too crazy, because it falls pretty much at the end of exam season this year.
And what do you, after you're done school, like what are you looking to do? Because it seems like you're really interested in helping people that have any, like, dealing with their own mental health. Do you have any like kind of plans afterwards, or?
Yes, I do actually. So I'm taking a 5th year, so I have a little bit more time, which was kind of intentional because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do when I graduate, but I definitely credit some of my decision making with the experiences that I've had doing the harm reduction campaigns and working in residence. But I'm looking at either doing a master's in psychology with a concentration in like development, and kind of focusing on like proactive strategies more or less to promote positive mental health, or I'm looking at doing an accelerated nursing program, then looking at becoming a psychiatric nurse. So I'm trying to decide between those two.
That'd be really rewarding. Well, either way, it's really rewarding to help people.
Yeah, and I love that both elements of that career kind of have that like working directly with people and building those relationships, because I found that to be like a really rewarding part of my current role. Oh my gosh.
I think we have let's do like a minute countdown, or how long do you need here?
Oh, like I'm not.
It is hard. Whoever's watching and gonna make fun of us here, like it is more difficult.
It's so hard to talk and craft. I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm trying to win.
Oh, I don't even know what I did here. I think it's stuck together.
This is supposed to be a breathe. It's terrible.
So we usually give people time at the end to plug anything that they wanted to, or talk about student affairs or living on res, or your experience doing that, and like why you think other people should check it out if it interests them.
Yes. I would love to plug some stuff. So I would definitely say if you live in residence, or you will be living in residence, definitely check out all of the social medias. So it's at Carleton Residence. There's great ways to kind of find out about events that are happening, activities, stay in the loop in that regards. And then also follow our See You Don't Know campaigns. So we're on Twitter currently, and we have a Facebook account. So follow those, as we're launching a really cool campaign soon that we would love to kind of have an audience for, and then we will also have some information about stress management during exams, so definitely check those out.
What would be a good tip for people that are struggling, like having like mental stress or like nervous about exams?
Yeah, I would say talk about it. I think that it's it's so great to kind of have a community and other people, and I think that the more that you kind of talk about some of your personal challenges and things that are going on in your life, the more that kind of opens the door to continue those conversations and get that support. You kind of realize that you're not in it alone.
I'm kind of finishing up here.
Okay.
Do you want to go? Would you like to go first?
Do we present them to each other?
You present them to whichever camera you'd like.
Okay,
here.
so
You have to hold it up, maybe.
so I have made a wreath out of eggs as my Easter spring craft. What have you made?
Okay. So this is looks like a half a heart, and I painted the inside and it got stuck together. Then it's a blue heart, but then if you flip it around, it says "I love Easter."
Wow. Okay, that's a great craft.
Thank you.